Hi everyone, this is Anna from Koala Soap, and today we're going to do part 2 of 3, I'm hoping for 3, of our gift box that we're making for the holidays. This will be another peppermint soap. Again, I'm using PJ Peppermint. Really do like this fragrance, very nice. Links to everything are below. I'm going to be using Stardust Mica's Red Strawberry because the red from Nurture Soap hasn't arrived yet. Each of these cavities we know holds about 3.2 ounces of soap. My idea is I want a sandwich, and so I want to do a red, a white, and a red. So it looks like a little candy cane. So I'm going to actually melt this down first because this is going to be our red. There's no need to melt this down because I need this to set a little bit before I pour this layer. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. So in here I have a little bit over. So I have 14 ounces of clear melt and pour, and I have here 10 ounces. I know it's a little bit more than what I need for this, but I think I'm going to need to make several batches of this soap. I could use a larger mold, but I don't know how it's going to turn out yet, so I really don't want to make a big batch without knowing what it's going to look like. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get this crystal clear melt and pour melted down, and then we'll be back. Okay, we have our clear melt and pour melted down. Let's see what we're at. So we're at about 142. That's perfect. What we're going to do is we are going to do our mica. So we're going to pour a little bit of alcohol. And remember that the alcohol will evaporate out. So we're going to make this a nice red. And our goal is we're going to pour each of these cavities. I'm going to try for a third full on each of them, and then once it develops a skin, I'm going to make score marks, spray alcohol, and then pour the white. I'm not going to add anything obviously to, or no coloring to the white because we already have what we need there. I will most likely add fragrance though. Okay, so here we go. Now, whenever we add alcohol in the mica, it's going to cool down the base because it's obviously a little bit colder than room temperature there. And I honestly don't mind that this is like a pink red. Oh, this looks pretty good. And the reason I don't mind is because it's a peppermint soap, so, you know, that's going to be fine. So let's see what we're at. Now this is, we said 14 ounces of soap. It's at 133 right now. So we're going to add, my rule is 5 mLs per 16 ounces. We have 14 ounces here. This is a good scent, but I don't want to make it too strong, so I'm only going to add a couple of mLs. And the good news is, and I'll show you, is this is clear. It's not, it doesn't have that yellow color, so I don't have to worry about it for the second part of the soap. So I only added a couple of mLs to that. And now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to pour it, each of these a third full. We're going to spray it with alcohol to get rid of the bubbles. And now we're just going to wait for this to develop a really good skin. So we'll be back. Okay, we're back. So these are set. Great. So the next thing I need to do is melt this shea butter down. I'm making hatch marks now, so I don't have to later, but knowing me, I'll forget and I'll redo it anyway. So we're going to go ahead and make the hatch marks, and the reason for those are to help this soap adhere. It's like a little groove. So it's going to help it adhere with the help of some alcohol. You need to use 90% or above when you're doing layers like this. Let's go ahead and get this melted down. We're going to only add about an ml. This is 10 ounces of shea butter melt and pour soap base. We're only going to add like an ml, maybe an ml and a half of peppermint to this one. We'll be right back. Okay, so this is now at about 146, so we're close. I'm going to go ahead and add maybe an ml and a half of peppermint to this. This is, if you remember, 10 ounces. Okay, and it's at 141. So we're at a safe pour. Plus, this is super hard right now, so we're good. So we're going to spray with alcohol, and now we're going to fill another third up. And if it's hard for you to see it, if it's hard for you to figure out where that is, just pour until you can't see the red anymore, and then just a little bit more over that. Just make sure you have a lip here, because you're going to be pouring red again next. Okay, so we're going to spray this with alcohol. Now, the opaque, as you know, takes a little bit longer to set. It would have been faster to make this soap. You're probably thinking if I did opaque first, well, maybe, because you still have to do 2 layers of opaque. Regardless, let me show you where my idea is here. These are embeds, and I'll show you what we're doing soon, but I'm doing red, white, red, and this was supposed to be pink, but you know, ink pens, what do you get? And then this is white, red, white. So we're doing this, and the reason is I wanted to show you that around it is either going to be a light pink, which I was hoping that would be, or a white. And then if you could see that if I did this one, you really wouldn't see it, right? Well, you would, you just see a red thing, but I'm hoping that because we're doing red, white, red, it'll show a little bit more in the soap, whether we use a pink base for this or a white base for this, because we're also doing soap frosting. So I'm thinking I might do a little bit pinker, real light, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take this shea butter melt and pour. I'm going to actually add to that, obviously, and I'm probably just going to add like very, very little of the red strawberry, just to give it just a little pink. And we're going to let these set, and then we're going to do the final layer for our embeds, and that'll be our glycerin soap. Okay, we're back, and so I took the red that we had left over, and I put it back into the microwave and reheated it. It's about 143, and these are pretty hard now, so I think I can pour. So we're going to make our hatch marks just like we did, and that's going to help the next layer adhere. And then we're going to squirt with some alcohol, and then we will pour our final layer. I'm pretty confident we will have soap left over, but again, I really don't know the measurements until I do one. And so let's spray with some alcohol. Okay. And now we're just going to fill these up to the top as best we can. We should have enough, but who knows. We've got a piece of unmelted soap. Just leave that up there. Well, we barely had enough here, so we're going to have to help that one over a little bit. So that one that's going to be a very thin layer of red, but regardless, we're going to go ahead and let this sit, and then we will be back and do phase 2. Okay, so these are set. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them out. We're going to put them in here, and then we're going to cut them up. So okay, sorry, the puppies were being a little rambunctious. So we're going to continue taking these out. This last one, we'll see if we use. It looks like it's okay. It doesn't have a lot, but it's okay. Okay. Let's fix all this. These molds, they last forever. Okay. Put that over there. And so what we're going to do, the next step is we're going to take these and we're just going to cut them up like little pieces, just random pieces. So just bear with me while I get this done. Okay, so we have the bowl as full as we're going to have it, and we had one extra, so I just kind of made it like this, so it's really kind of cute. These are extras, so I guess we can safely say we only need to fill up this particular mold with the embeds we need. We really only need 3 of these soaps. So now we know, oh, there's some here. Well, I guess I can put these in there a little bit. So what I'm going to do next is my plan is to do some soap frosting on this soap. And it gets a little tricky, but we're going to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking there's a chance I might pull out the salad shooter to put some of this into the frosting so it has like little pink freckles in there. I'm not sure. But regardless, I do need to melt some shea butter melt and pour. So I'm going to assume 3 soaps at 3 ounces each is 9. But these are big embeds. I need enough room for the frosting on top. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably melt maybe just 10 ounces of shea butter melt and pour soap with a very small hint of red strawberry and an ml of the fragrance. So let's get started. Okay, we're back. So this is melted down. We are at 142, so we're at a good temp. I went ahead and put this in the freezer for about 15 minutes. So I'm only going to add probably about an ml, maybe not even that. So if I have too much in here, that's fine, because I'm going to make soap frosting, which I'm going to need more shea butter. So I probably won't be filling this up as high as I originally thought. So what we're going to do is I think I said I was just going to put a tad, like very light amount of the red mica in here, or the red strawberry mica. And the reason for that is, that way the soap's a little bit more pinkish, but I really don't need much at all. Like, I'm kind of just doing that. Just a little hue. Okay, we'll put that in, not even a lot. I just want it very slightly. So do you see that? I guess I could do a little bit more. I'm just trying to be really, I just want it to look pepperminty, but I don't want to go crazy. Okay, so it's just really faint. Okay, so 134, we're good to pour. Lots of alcohol in there. I don't know how much this is going to fill up, but I'm not too worried about it because we're going to be doing frosting on top of this. So, and these chunks are big enough that the soap is just flowing right in between. Yeah. So I have just a little bit left, not much at all. I have a little bit of a lip here, not much at all. So we're going to go ahead, we will let this sit. I have my vial glitter standing by. I'm going to take these and I think I'm just going to zest them a little bit. I'm not going to get the salad shooter out, but I'll just do a little bit of a zest because I want to fold that into our frosting when it's done. So we're going to wait for this to be done and then I will start zesting the other soaps. Okay, so I went ahead and I just added a little bit of shea butter into here. The exact amount would probably be about 3 ounces on top of what was already there. That's why it is a little pink. That way we can, and the scent is perfect the way it is. I don't need to add any more. I have my shavings right here. I'm going to have a ton of extra, so that'll be our next soap. And then what I'm going to do is I put this in the fridge just for a little bit, just so I could make sure that the top hardened. I'm going to skewer this too, just like the last one, because I need this frosting to hold on to something. And then I'm going to squirt it with some alcohol. Now we are currently at 148, but really it doesn't matter right now because this is going to cool down once we start whipping it. So for this I use my little handheld mixer with the whisk attachment, and links to everything are below. This gets whipped very fast, and the only difficulty you may have is actually unmolding the soap once it's on there. So be very careful. I also have some bio glitter, which I will go ahead and I will try to put a little bit on. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll plug this puppy in and then we'll just start whipping it. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Hold this in as best we can, and we're going to put it right on our soap. It thickened up fast. And make sure you have your gloves on because you're going to have to really finagle this. It's still warm, and we're trying to get it into all the nooks and crannies, and that's why you want a lip. Oh, you can't see. That's why you want to lip a little bit here in your mold, because then you can kind of push it over to the edges. Okay. We're going to let that sit. Oh, you know what we forgot? Our glitter. Oh, I need gloves, different gloves for that, so let me get some different gloves. Okay, so you never want to touch the gloves with your fingers because you'll get the oils on it. But while it's still wet, or at least you can try, I guess you can try. Just try to sprinkle it around. See, I'm getting like soap all over my fingers. I got a string of Okay, we're going to go ahead and let that dry. We will unmold it, we will cut it, and we will see what it looks like. Okay, it's done. So when I whipped it, there's all these like strings. You know what it reminds me of? It's like when you hot glue something, you get all these strings everywhere. I had a couple in there, but I kind of tapered them down a little bit. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to do, I don't know if I can cut straight up. Usually I can't when they're this, when they have a top like this, but I'm going to certainly try. Oops. All right. Smells so pepperminty. I don't know if I can go sideways, can I? Well, I don't know if I want to because I have a wavy cutter, so I'm going to have to fight through this, but this is just part of the gifts for friends and family. A couple of high school teachers. There you go. Okay. Now remember, this is going to stay spongy. It's okay. You can't push it down, you can't remold it, but it's never going to be as hard as the actual soap here. So that's important to remember. Let's get our last piece cut. Okay. And there you go. I did have a little bit of bio glitter up there. And there you go. It's our peppermint soap. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We have those 3 bars that we zested that we will be doing something with next. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you soon.